The first exercise of the program was getting comfortable with the weight transfer of a car. In its simplest terms, weight transfer is the shifting of the car's weight on its springs. To steer efficiently, the weight of the car needs to be transferred onto its tires, responsible for the turning of the car. Lifting off the gas pedal sends weight forward to the front tires of the car, allowing them to turn more easily, while weight is transferred off the rear tires, reducing their traction and aiding in a car's rotation. When on the gas pedal, the weight of the vehicle transfers to the rear, and when stopping and stepping on the brakes, the weight transfers to the front. The skill of lift, turn, and brake was put into play through this exercise. The slalom course is an exercise that is a great follow-up from the first exercise of lift, turn, and brake. Here, we are learning precision and accuracy in controlling the weight transfer of a vehicle. In a slalom, the vehicle operator is turning in and out of cones. Behind the wheel of the car on the slalom course, there is a lot coming at you in a short amount of time, so it is necessary to make the moves quick and tidy, and small compared to other inputs to not create too much weight transfer or slide. It is also important to keep the speed through the slalom as constant as possible. In the beginning, I was practicing the lift, turn, and weight technique, and later threw in the brakes to get in the slide completed quicker.
Brakes like that little bit of throttle just helps it rotate. Yeah, it's perfect.
Following the slalom course was learning how to trail brake on a loose surface. The first step in trail braking is lifting off the throttle of the car, followed by threshold braking, which means to brake hard in a straight line, and then slightly turning the steering wheel while braking to turn the car into a corner. I am on the brakes the whole time until the car is fully rotated, so that the transferred weight is not lost, which reduces the car's rotation. A slow and steady release of the brake ensures the weight stays on the front end of the car while the tires are given enough traction for steering. If the car turns as desired with firm brake pressure, keep that brake pressure steady, but if the car does not turn, release some brake pressure to make more traction available in the front tires is what I was taught. The boneyard is really where all the skills that I learned from day one came together. Here, I was able to practice proper vision, weight transfer, using the lift, turn, and brake technique, counter steering, and trail braking.
Hold the brake if you pivot, up the road, drive right out. That was brutal. Good, look ahead. Look ahead again, look forward, lift, turn, braking. Drive right out. Full counter steer, yep. Good. Gas here. We're going to do a trail brake on this one. Look ahead. Braking. Pivot. Drive. Easy. Look ahead. Lift. Turn. Brake. Hold. Aim the nose where you want to go. There you go. Eyes up right. Go to long right-hander. Lift. Turn. Braking. Hold. Counter steer. Gas off. And put her down. All right.
This exercise included 5 steps. 1. Lift, turn, and brake to initiate slide in the opposite direction of a corner. 2. Counter steer to hold the slide. 3. Looking for a late apex line. 4. Releasing brakes to rotate the car. And 5. Unwinding the steering wheel as the car rotates. The pendulum turn would be used in a situation where you are on the wrong side of the road, or if the car does something you do not expect. It's a method of controlling the car and getting it on the right line. Both good vision and smooth inputs are extremely important for this exercise. The link was a course that allowed me to take the fundamental techniques that I've learned up to it and apply them at higher speeds. It was another course of combining skills, and the techniques practiced here were again the lift, turn, brake, or weight technique, and the new pendulum turns that I just learned before. This exercise allowed me to put the car through different road conditions one after another. The point of this exercise was to be able to maintain control of the car not only on tarmac but on the dirt as well. In addition, I was able to see how the car responds to driving inputs in conditions of dirt and how to act appropriately.
Beautiful. Much better speed that time, huh? Yeah. Good job, man.
We were given another opportunity on day 2 to practice all the skills that we have learned so far in a longer course. This course was called the grid, and we were thrown into the deep end here as it was the longest course we had been put through in the program so far. With that being said though, it was so much fun. The course was fast and technical, and there was not much room for error. The first course of the final day of the program was called the wedge. By day 3, we are already done with learning new exercises, and today was just all about combining skills from all the previous days into one set course. The wedge was a course with lots of trees and bind corners, and it was super fun. The wedge was the second to last course of the entire program. The mill run is one of Dirtfish's longest courses and was our final course complete. It took place on the final day of the 3-day program, and here I got to take all the skills that I learned over the last 2.5 days and apply them into one course. Unlike all the other courses of the program, on the mill run there was no demo run done by any of the instructors. This was a challenge, but it was extremely rewarding to tackle the course without prior knowledge. The driving program offered by Dirtfish that I participated in was an extremely transformative experience. I see it too often on the news or even driving on the road as some car accidents happen, and now realize how they can simply be avoided with proper driving instruction. With 3 days of Dirtfish exercises under my belt, I am now a better driver than I was walking out of the DMV after passing my driver's test. I follow the normal steps like everyone else who obtains a license, but all throughout that journey, I was simply learning how to properly read and react to traffic signs. Being put in situations that required me to break old bad habits and form new ones through various exercises, this program allowed me to build the skills of accident avoidance, increase anticipation of other drivers' unpredictable moves, and improve adaptation to variable road conditions. I can without a doubt say that participating in driving programs like the one offered by Dirtfish Rally School should be a requirement for obtaining a driver's license, as it will create a safer environment for every driver on the road.